All morning I've been watching this new podcast called An Inconvenient Faith. It's made me feel like I've gotten nothing done today because I've just been listening to one episode after the next. If you don't know this about me, I am Mormon, or also known as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And though I am proud to be a part of my religion, I am also a thinker. So I have thoroughly enjoyed this podcast because honestly, just going through every single hard thing in our religion, I have cried like the whole day. I'm deeply empathetic, so even if I don't relate to a specific issue myself, I feel it in my core. It's a big deal to me. I feel like a lot of people that have left the church or are against it just think that people that stay are ignorant or don't care about them, and that is just so far from the truth for someone like me at the very least. As I'm listening to this, I'm like, the only way that some of these things are going to change is if people like me that are able to see the issues can try to be the change. Because trust me, there have been times I have almost left. Those are completely different stories, but like, I really am a thinker. These things do not just go over my head. And unfortunately, when I'm in those moments, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, there are things that I just believe. I believe in God. I believe in a merciful Jesus, and I really do stand by Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints having the most merciful version of Jesus, or beliefs in afterlife. That is not to undermine any of the things that are hard about it, because like I said, I'm aware, I'm listening to this, I'm crying. It's hard for me. It's hard for me, as I think it should be. I think if it's, honestly, maybe this is too hot of a take for just a TikTok or an Instagram post, but if it's not hard for someone, I wonder how. I really like this podcast so far, though there have been moments where I'm like, it doesn't resolve that issue for me. There have been moments where the podcast being called An Inconvenient Faith is talking about the fact there are things that aren't okay. And this isn't going to make sense to everyone. I expect that a lot of people are going to be even bugged that I'm saying this, but for me, that's part of it. I just don't imagine that there is any such thing as a perfect religion or a perfect church. And if I am going to believe in God, and I am going to believe in God even if I leave the church, I can't do life without God personally. But if that is the case and he does believe in agency, these inconvenient or hard things are allowed to happen, but it doesn't mean they're right to me. It does not mean that I agree, especially as a feminist. There's a lot that I disagree with. The thing I'm enjoying so far, though, is that they're not sugarcoating it, that they're not like, oh yeah, the issues with da-da-da. They like go into what the issue is and explain what's wrong about it. They're interviewing the guy who wrote the CES letters. That's the other thing that's cool about it. We get to hear his perspectives. And the thing that I appreciate about it, he's actually being fairly respectful of anyone that has decided to stay in the church. And the people within the church are being respectful of him and his decisions to leave. One of my favorite quotes from it so far was something along the lines of, everyone's just trying their best to be a good person. If someone feels they need to leave, then that's what they need to do. And if someone feels they need to stay, then that's what they need to do. I couldn't agree more with that. I've said this before, but even though I am pretty dang active and I do all of the things and I don't plan on leaving, I surround myself with most of my friends are ex-LDS, ex-Mormon, or just a completely different Christian religion, atheist, or even where like my best friend is Buddhist. And I feel like if we're in this religion, we should really be trying to genuinely love people for who they are with no ulterior motives. Genuinely no ulterior motives. That's hard for a lot of people. If we die and we're wrong, I think that we have a God that's gonna fix all of it. And if they die and they're wrong, when we die, he's gonna fix all of it. I just think that we are too worried about it right now. We know what we should be worried about? Love. Everything should be about love, genuine empathy. I went on my phone and was looking for topics to make this Get Ready With Me topic with. And I was like looking at all these silly things like funny story times, and I was like, I can't make a Get Ready With Me about a funny story time after listening to these podcasts for the last few hours. My brain is focused on such bigger things, so excuse me if this is probably the wrong time and place on a TikTok. But I just wanted to say that if you feel like there's no place that you belong, I'm one person, so I'm probably spread a little thin, but I genuinely would try to be there for you. And if not me, there are people like me within the church, I promise you. I've seen that people with the same mindset exist. On the other side of things, with my ex-Mormon friends, they could hate me, they could be anti, and they're not. They're kind, they're forgiving. I just think we could all do a little bit better at this, understanding that everyone is just trying to be a good person in their own way. And if anyone is judging you from our religion, they are not practicing what we preach, and I personally apologize. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and I believe in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I just do. So there are people like me that are just doing our best to be the change where we see that things could potentially change, while also trying to follow what we believe to be true and follow the leaders that we believe to be true, despite the fact that we might not agree with them on everything. And wow, this is a random get ready with me I did not plan on making, and I'm gonna stop because I could just go and go and go. But thank you all for being here. Sorry that this was so heavy, and I will see you next time.